record.
Ah, yes.
Now I'm recording. We can play.
Okay.
So yeah, where were we, guys?
One person dead and one person undead. Not dead, not undead.
Re-undeadified.
Less dead than he should be.
Oh,
Damage at least.
that's probably not good. Who got disconnected? Oh no, Squid!
Uh-oh.
Oh, squid.
Squid!
He's
Not
usually
the other
one
rainbow profile
most
picture.
Informed. Oh, no. Dungeon Painter, you need to go down. I've got 2 dungeon building programs open just in case I need to make a map. Well, I feel one works a lot better for building non-dungeon maps for me because I'm more familiar with it. Anyway, yeah, we left off with somebody dead and then not being dead. We've gotten that far. And, to be fair, that's about it. You guys did some fighting, did some stuff. Yeah. Returned to town.
Successfully made our way out of the scar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perhaps for the last time, maybe.
For a long time, yes, because we don't want to be there. Guys, I'm depressed. One of the
If
eggs
Sultan gets his way, yes.
Yeah, amen to that.
Yes. No.
One of the eggs I was peeling, I peeled it and then I found a blood spot, so I can't eat it. And I'm sad now.
Shame.
Burn it.
What a shame.
That's an odd way to start breakfast.
Burn it in revenge.
No, I just threw it away in revenge.
Oh, but fire.
I know, but nowhere to burn it.
Not with that attitude?
Okay.
Thanks for that.
So, yes.
Welcome back.
Yeah, there you are.
My Discord got real grumpy for some.
Disco does that.
Big Discord grumpy faces. But yes, we had... you returned to town, got your rest, and have leveled up. I'm assuming that everybody has applied their level up by this point. Sorry for cutting off the program while you guys were still doing that last week. I hope we've been able to get that fixed afterward. Still feel bad for that, though.
That's all good.
Yeah, I'm good.
You know,
+5 strength.
thank you, I'm almost there. I mean, I'm probably as close as I'll get, but still almost there.
And with that, number of hit points you gain from the roll equals twice your constitution. I do not know of a way to automatically apply the durable feat.
Okay.
You took durable, you fucker.
As he also gets a boost to his con from the thing.
I know.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And now this is when we turn and apologize to Josh and say, I'm sorry, we took awesome stuff, and I'm sorry it's going to be a pain to build around.
I spent most of a year dealing with 8 to 12 above level 5 characters in 5th edition. You 6 are barely that problem yet.
Well,
Very
to be
Who
fair, I
knows
also
how long this game is gonna last sometimes. Yeah. So durable just affects you when you're when you're rolling a hit die to heal.
Yeah.
But it gives you con.
Yeah, and it gives +1 con.
Okay. So you're doing fine. Okay. With that, we left off at the Tavern of the Red Drink.
Tavern of the Red Drink. But I'm drinking a Longfire, not a Code Red.
Haha.
I'm sorry, I need to stop. Don't act dumb.
Probably, yeah. So, and you got so let me remember. So last time, right, you had gotten some drinks, some food, and then you had taken a night's rest to apply your level up. So as morning settles upon this wayward fortress of a town, and you have your opportunity to stretch, get dressed, enjoy the wafting smell of freshly baked bread from the kitchens below. Take the road as you will.
Hey, what was the name of the tiefling at the tavern again?
Even I've slightly forgotten. I believe it was... Things are loading a little slow on me. That's why I keep notes, though. I want to make... She was... I know it started with an R. So give me a moment, and I will get it to you. Runa Scarborn.
Okay, can I walk down from the room in the tavern and say, "Hey, Runa, what's cooking?"
The little bird's got some bread coming out in a moment. Customary morning, meal, right? Shall I, get you a few slices, or maybe an entire loaf if you're willing to pay the price, eh?
How much is the loaf?
Loaf is not that expensive for what you've got. I would say probably about, my brain wants to say about a silver.
Yeah, I'll buy a loaf. Anybody who wants to share, I've got a loaf of bread.
Cool.
Totally down for that.
Perhaps a little grog to help with the,
Take the edge off from last night? Yes. Always yes.
Well, luckily we had a quiet night last night. Well, we've got some extra that needs to go out. I'll get you your plate coming soon. Most everybody should actually be gone, so I'm just gonna evict these people from the tavern. No, he's still here. Evicted. I'm evicting some of my players too. You've been
Some of them?
evicted. All of them.
So how long you been working here?
Most of my life.
Okay, so I know the whole life thing is a little strange for tiefling, so how long would that be?
I've been working here ever since I earned the place, so... Sorry. Hey, you guys are being distracting. I see everything.
I apologize. Only slightly, though.
Are they in a different building drawing stuff?
No, they're above
I
you.
may be the size of the building right now, but...
Ah, there it is. I can see you through the window.
Hello!
About 5-6 years. I got lucky and ended up owning this place.
Nice, nice. Any places to see around here? Anything to do?
There's that old hag's bazaar. She sells weird things every once in a while. It's a fun little thing to check out, but I tend to avoid her myself. You know,
Okay, what I know
have
what
to
a hag
maintain a
is.
positive reputation. Well, hags are a part of mythology, sure. Many a story of old ladies who eat children and do various other unsightly things.
So when they say hag, she says hag, she probably means old lady, crazy old lady.
Maybe. But yeah, hag's also a common term for just an old lady, so
Alright,
probably
cool.
what she's meaning.
Alright, cool. Then I guess I just kind of finish my meal, save some for everybody else, and go try and find everybody else.
Alright. So Rai eventually comes to each of your rooms and helps awaken you.
Oh, if they're here in the tavern and I know that, I'll just hang out here and wait for them to come down.
Well, I assume at least Jason or Selton, I presume you guys stayed at the tavern. You have really had issues with it before.
Yeah, I'll stay at the tavern.
Yeah, I stay at the. Yeah.
I'd be there too.
Okay, so Wolfchild, would you stick at the human commodities, or you'd spend your last night at your little hovel outside of town?
I'm staying at my home.
All right.
I'll be in the tavern.
Alrighty. Pop, 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 pop. Eventually, everybody can be awoken and gathered. But
got food.
it's
Anybody want? Holds up bread. Probably cold by now.
I'll take some bread.
Just pass it over to him. You're now the caretaker of the bread, not my issue.
Nice.
these two just get led out.
So where are we heading first, guys? How are we doing this? What are we doing?
Well,
Can't tell I have short-term memory loss half the time, I swear.
we were going to head to the city up, I believe it was north, to seek out that monster from the job here.
Oh yeah. Avoid the forest, talk to the villagers,
Yeah, that's the plan.
then go into the forest and do something stupid.
We'll try and avoid that for now.
I say if we find out it's safe, we yeet on in there and hopefully we can get Wolfchild his eye back as he walks in.
He's got a
Still not
mighty
working.
scarred mark around his empty socket.
It's still not working.
Yeah, we know. We were just talking about trying to fix that.
I don't think it's there, Wolfchild.
Eh.
Yeah, does anybody have a mirror?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
No.
I could use
Well,
a
as-
spell to conjure an illusion to match the look, but I don't think that's worth the spell slot.
Alright. I walk over to the Kenku. Because I know they like to collect shiny things. Probably having dealt with more than one in my day. Hey, do you have a shiny thing my friend here can see his mug in?
Oi, what you asking for?
Is that the Kenku?
Yeah.
Oh. Like
No.
a mirror or something like that so he can see his face? He doesn't believe his eye is gone.
You know, it's fine. I'll just use silent image to create an illusory duplicate. of what
She
he
starts
looks
to
like now.
ruffle around. You were saying you were doing something?
Oh yeah, I said I was casting silent image to create a copy of Wolfchild as he is.
Alright. So as the little Kenku starts to scruff around in this little bag he's got, apparates into existence a near perfect duplicate of Wolfchild, and you can see that the figure has No eye
What
in
the?
its left socket.
What? I like lean to one side. What is this?
Your
What you look like right now?
this is you. I'm afraid your eye has been destroyed.
I'm gonna punch it.
Your fist
Your fist-
just whiffs through the illusion.
Haven't you seen a mirror before?
That's weird. And I go sit on the other side of the tavern until it goes away.
At this point, the Kenku pulls out a little shiny saucer. A shilling for you.
Okay, thanks anyway. My buddy just did magic something or other to make it work. Thanks though.
Just kind of sits there and tries to think of something to say, and then just kind of shrugs and goes back into the kitchen.
I need to play a Kenku at some point. I love them so much.
You're gonna be held to those rules real strict, mate.
That's okay. You just every phrase in a different accent. Because somebody else said it.
Just
straight up
string
just
together
become Bumblebee.
just string together entire sentences one word at a time in 100 different accents and voices.
Yeah.
You
All
can't
right.
touch this.
Gosh. Alrighty.
I think it'd be more like I go through like 6 accents every time I end up speaking. That's how I do it. Sorry, continuing.
Now. Well, it's in your hands, guys.
Alright. We
Well,
have
monsters ain't gonna slay themselves.
we have
leave.
a do before we leave.
Yeah, probably should gather some rations.
Yeah.
We might want to check out the Hag's Bazaar before we leave. Heard there might be cool stuff.
Alright. I don't see why not.
Sounds good.
Sure. Let's go.
So you're gonna head to the bazaar.
Yeah.
Alright. This is a fun one.
Sounds like a strange decision. You could even make the obvious joke.
Pop. And I will throw you.
Alright, now I feel dumb. What obvious joke?
Sounds like a bizarre decision.
Oh god. Okay.
Uh,
Now I do feel dumb. Rightfully so, also.
What are you buying, stranger?
It's high noon. Draw.
Alright. I will unlock your token so you can just move freely.
Horizon's head.
So as you kind of wander down the walkways, finding yourselves to an area where a number of open markets are, you can find a single bright velvet-redded hut set up between the different shops. There is no sign nor symbol of market yet. The place definitely seems to have an inviting atmosphere as the door is just hung wide open.
Well, let's check it
We'll
out.
just go in.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
It doesn't smell bad or anything, does it?
There's a bit of a kind of sour stench, and the place is definitely somewhat claustrophobic. There's sat in the room, Raven not on her shoulder, but sitting on the table as she seems to be feeding it pieces of some kind of pie of sorts. Can't quite make out what the ingredients are from just looking at it, though. It looks like a mish. She just kind of sits there and doesn't even really pay attention to you as you all just kind of start piling in.
Hello
Before
there.
you hear a bit of a... Oh, so many. So many come to my home. What can Yurga do for you today? I'm in the middle of feeding Crovy.
Probably want a cracker.
Well,
That's not what he sounds like.
No, I say that as I walk in.
well, if it's a bad time, we can come another time. But we've heard this place has quite the reputation. Thought we'd come and check it out.
Well, a reputation. I hope it's a bad one. So, are you interested in buying anything or just looking around?
Well, how can I buy anything if I don't know what you have? I'd like to take a look at your stock first.
A wise observation. She kind of gestures over to this table. There seems to be a series of bottles filled with various different ichors and liquids. Well, I sell an assortment of alchemical products. And if you've got the coin, maybe a little something else.
Do
Interesting.
you have any books?
Books.
I'm
One
just,
searching for knowledge.
That's about
I
right.
might. I might not. I tend to only have what is granted to me. I'm gonna untether the grid so that we can just not be stuck to grids. She opens up this chest that she has at the side of her room and checks for books, you say. Let's see what she might have. She is gonna fish out. First, she pulls out one book. Seems like a plain, somewhat regular book. She kind of plops it down on the table. Has somewhat of a silver text for the writing, but other than that, just plain in leather. Second book is done in not a properly kind of like fashioned. It's more of like pages sewn into a leather skin kind of booklet. She kind of just plops that on top. She's like, maybe you'd be interested in. She just pulls out this big heavy book bounded in metal with chains, and she's like, maybe I shouldn't sell that one just yet. Just thunks it back in. And this one. She pulls out another book and plops it down, kind of a red binding. Like, books. Browse to your heart's content.
Do you have any healing potions for sale?
Potions for remedies. You want to heal the woes of your body? What kind of woes are you expecting to deal with?
Pushes Wolfchild to the front. Stuff like this. Points at eyeball.
I could do something like that, but it's very difficult and expensive.
What do you mean expensive, and what do you mean by difficult? Difficult for us or difficult for you?
The ingredients are dangerous to acquire.
That sounds
and
about right.
very rare.
Well, we don't exactly expect it to be easy, so.
I mean, it is growing back an eyeball.
If you could inform us of the ingredients, I'm sure we could. If we find them, we could come back here and gladly pay for whatever Like,
service you're willing to
You've
provide.
got a point. Crovey, would you remind me of those ingredients? And the crow kind of just steps to the edge of the table and just gives this deep stare at her. Right, yes. Yes, correct. I remember now. You would need troll's blood. You would need untainted water. And you would need a plant. Not exactly a difficult one per se to find, but not native to these parts. A marsh flower known as the grey wibbler.
Where does it usually come from?
You can find it past the mountains in the north and the forested and swamped lands of Obad Hat. It's a long journey, and you'd be going outside of the Empire's borders.
Well, keep that in mind.
what about this untainted water? Do you mean holy water, or...?
No, completely unaffiliated. You'd need to find a spring that has never been touched. There are a few, to specify, unclaimed or unsullied by the works of man. Elves used to purify pools, but those realms don't exist anymore.
I see.
I was gonna say, how would we know if they hadn't been claimed? That makes sense.
Yes. It's a particular ritual to specify. Unaffiliated, the spirits set free, and all that crazy spiritual mumbo jumbo.
Wait, do you know how to do it?
No,
I was
the
gonna
elves
say,
took
'cause
that
if you-
secret to their graves.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you did, dude, we'll just bring a cup of water in and let you do it to it.
No. No.
Well,
Although, if you could ever find your way to the water plane, I'm sure there's plenty of it there.
Mission accepted.
Would most of us even know
Don't tempt
about
me.
the water elemental plane, or...?
I don't know.
With
Wonder,
an
Josh,
exceptional
would-
knowledge in its arcana, perhaps.
if
What
we-
about me, Mr. Pulls Fire from Thin Air? Would I have an idea?
You're
that
familiar
if
with
there's
the
a-
idea of the elemental spirits. That's part of your practice, but you have no strong familiarity with water. It's kind of your polar opposite.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if I know there's like, I probably assume there's a fire plane, and from there I can probably assume there's a water one too.
Yeah.
Like, guesstimations, and that's about it. But you know,
And, I don't suppose you'd know anywhere where we could find a troll to harvest its blood?
No, I have no knowledge on that either.
That's fine.
We'll just have to keep an eye out. We'll
Yeah.
look for these ingredients when we can. But
dude,
don't-
that was a cruel pun.
Nah, I get it. So, do you have any healing potions that are like for different things, like wounds? Not
If
severe
you're just looking for something to remedy your common scrapes and bruises, yes, I have something for that. If you want to
Alright.
fix your usefulness in other fields, I might have an elixir for that too.
What sort?
Private business.
Hmm.
Some people come here looking for assistance.
Fair enough.
So, as I've been looking over these books, are they about anything special or just random stories?
The first book is so the brown silver done tome is a record from an elven record, apparently. As you kind of look it over, it speaks. The book writes of elven kings. It seems to be just a catalog of lineage from the elven realms that came before. Written by Lathorum Lael. The second one is a homemade bestiary of some sorts, keeping catalog on the creatures of the Scar. Not the most filled out in all of aspects. There's a various number of charcoal sketches of insectoid creatures of various shapes and forms. There's a section on orcs and the flesh swamps, and speak of strange flying bug people in the further northern parts. But the record has no name attached to it.
Funny enough, I actually probably understand some of that book.
Yeah. It provides some details on some of the creatures you have purposely avoided in order to, not die.
Yeah. I have
And
to
the last
admit, you got
one-
me.
The golden and reddish tinged one is also an elven record. This one speaks of a specific king. It seems to be a series of poems of sort, written by the same figure. But these poems aren't really flattering of the figure. They seem to be written about a reoccurring figure in their history, somebody by the name of Avalair of Many Faces.
These books do interest me, but I have to admit, you caught my attention with that very oddly chained book.
Oh,
What might that be, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, if you'll come a little closer, I will share.
I will do so.
She gets uncomfortably close. You can smell the stench of her sweat on her skin and grease as she just smiles. It's a grimoire of dark magics. Isn't it obvious?
Did we all hear that?
You can make a perception check to get all the details. Otherwise, she just seems to be smiling and crookedly speaking to him.
Zero perception, go! I did it.
Yes. You did catch it.
Okay.
Note to self. This lady shady as shiz.
That does sound rather. That is actually quite tempting. How much would you be offering for it, or is that just not for sale item?
It's important to me.
I see.
I'd part with it with a significant price, but I wouldn't really take coin for it.
We will.
I think coin's pretty much all I have. I mean,
She grabs you by your
do-
arm. She's like, "You've got much more you can give."
We will.
I have soap. I take from your appearance you haven't done anything
You
hygiene
have
related in a while, or is that part of your aesthetic?
spirit, will, intelligence,
Wee
bit
woo.
of strength, thick skin, 2 eyes.
Hey.
I wasn't talking to you. Now was I? Although if you wanted to sell the other one,
Wee woo. Dude, I will slowly sidle up next to Selton and whisper behind you. Wee woo.
I
And
don't
then
know what that's
step
supposed
back.
to mean. I don't know what
Bad.
he's trying to tell me. What the heck is a weeboo?
Don't get too worked up. We don't have to take a deal.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea right now. Well, no, I shouldn't. I have.
a smart choice. You seem the
Did you
nervous
say it was
type, though.
smart?
Perhaps I could entice you in maybe a medallion of sorts, or perhaps it's just my alchemical practices you're after.
Definitely alchemical practices. Medallion, what now?
Well, you've got a nervous friend. I thought maybe he'd like some comfort. A medallion to mask your presence.
That would be. I would like to see this.
Alright. She turns back to the box and pulls out a hanging medallion with a series of finger bones stretched 4 on either side, and then in the center is a wood carved design.
I'm gonna lean over to Identh and whisper to him, do you have the remove curse spell?
No.
Okay.
That's higher level
beyond your
magic
own.
than I have.
Alright. So we don't know
Third level.
if it means they're cursed or not.
Guys, why are you
Would
panicking?
technically
I'm sure
call
it'll be
for
fine.
an arcana check to know if you even know the magic, but
Could he technically make a religion check to see if people in his order know it?
Oh, for me?
Either of you.
yeah. But the conversation's over and it's not important enough to bother with anyway, so
Oh, okay. Sorry, I probably should have asked.
I mean, I think
yeah.
we get it next level. So
And this would be something that you're willing to part for money?
Well, no small sum, but yes.
What would be no... I'd be curious what kind of price...
Items of this price normally fetch a heavy sum of 650 about.
You're talking silver, right?
Gold? No. Magic is a difficult practice. It's an expensive one. This took me a
gold,
while to make.
no. Gold, no. You not gold. You mean silver, right?
No, that's
No, that would cost you gold.
Got it. Okay. I'm not the brightest, if you can't tell.
I admit to also being interested, but we certainly can't afford that steep a price. Maybe we'll just stick to the alchemical agents and come back once we've built some wealth.
True.
All right.
One
Very
thing.
well.
We see it, right?
You see what?
She showed us the medallion.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like Banner's medallion, right?
Similar.
Similar. All right.
Banners seems almost like a cheap mockery at this point.
Alright.
Okay.
That sort of
Admit if
alchemical.
I had that. Oh.
Alright, potions. Let's see how many I've brewed recently and how many you can buy. She is going to fish out 3 red vials. Potions of healing, as you would call them. Close up your wounds real quick, they do. 50 a pop.
50 gold.
Indeed. It's not a cheap business.
I'll take one.
Well, if you got the coin, I'll give it to you.
I drop 50 gold. Actually, can I try and drop it to 45? Come on, you know you want to.
How do you want to try and
Oh no, I literally
convince
say
me?
that, and I say, think of it as a willingness for us to come back and buy more product later on. Kind of a first-time buyer's deal. She gets right in my face. I just stare at
Getting
her.
uncomfortably close? Yeah. Make me a persuasion check.
Yeet.
She sits and thinks. What do you think, Crovey? And the crow just kind of stares at her, nibbles a little bit at the pie that it's near. Ha! It would be nice to have such handsome young men come back around my hut again.
Aw, you flatter me. We all know the big guy here
42.
is the pretty one, and I, again, point to Wolfchild next to me.
He is a handsome one. 42. For the kind words.
So, what other kind of potions do you have?
Well, yeah, that'll be a...
That was just a minor potion of healing, right?
Yep.
Okay. See,
Well,
I'll just add it. Then.
I have one that could boost one's physical prowess.
Like, growth?
Something like that.
Interesting. How much is one of those?
Ow. Oh gosh. My thing is breaking on me. Give me a moment. Well, that'll run a bit more on the pricey side. You're looking about 250 gold for one of those.
It's a
The
little bit out
ingredients
of my
can be a
price
little
range.
hard to find.
I understand.
Yes.
Oh, what else do you have on you?
Beyond that, I've got vitality booster, beauty pheromone. I've got this one. She pulls out this like thin bottle. Makes you poop good.
Like, how good?
Well, if you're stocked up, you won't be anymore.
But could it make just a regular person just have to go real quick?
No. But it'll make it smoother.
Oh, I was gonna say that's depressing. We could use that on like people that are in our way.
I know.
Spike drinks
Exactly
cause
what I was
issues.
just thinking.
That like, wait, could you make something like that that would need somebody to cause to go to the bathroom?
With particular ingredients, but I haven't made anything like that since my younger years.
Make some and hold on to it. I will buy some when we come back.
Is that a commission?
More of a when we come back. If you have some, a guarantee or a promise, I will buy it.
I can't waste my ingredients on an uncertain purchase.
Well then, these agents of yours, I'm sure they require some rare ingredient. I would offer our services to procure some of the ones that require going into dangerous territory, if you have need of it. And then
I have need.
Hmm.
And was that all?
well, just that offer, maybe you can put coin on the table, or we can come to your shop for a discount or something, but I am offering our services for work.
Very well, very well. A fine offer. I'll take you up on it when the time arrives. Crovey can find just about anybody that he knows. But as it
Alright.
is right now, I don't have much need at the moment.
Fair
I'm
enough.
just a humble crone, after all.
Wait, Wolfchild, can't you understand animals?
If I do the magic, yeah.
So why don't we make a deal here and now? If you ever need anything from us, send Crovey. We can listen. We'll make sure to recognize him. We'll listen. We'll get it and bring it back. And you can just give us a standard discount from the first time on.
Eh. Well, you'll have no trouble speaking with Crovey. When he wants to be heard, he can be heard.
Cool, I guess.
Understandable.
Yes. Cool.
So, I'll take 2 potions of healing.
So I should say flamey-o, man.
So that'll be 100 gold.
How about, since I'm taking 2 instead of 1 like my buddy over there, we make it 85.
Far more practical and less flattering than your friend.
Well,
Nerd.
I do have to say that despite what other people may think, I think that you smell pretty nice.
Good one, Jason.
False flattery is still
Right.
false flattery.
Actually laugh.
Can I roll a deception on that, or? Because I'm pretty good.
You can certainly try.
I smell disadvantage coming on. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Okay.
That's a good roll. She knows she smells bad. We need it a little bit higher.
Oh, okay.
No, no. For your friend, 95.
I'll say
It's
this.
my final offer.
I will say this. He is a lot more reliable than I am. I do my best. He's just better at it.
He's older than you, though.
Yeah. Reliability normally comes with age. How old is Jason? Is he older than me?
I don't know, but he's bald, so she assumes.
I'm not saying my age.
Right, we'll remember this.
All right, 95 it'll be.
Weird.
Alright. So Jason gets 2 potions of healing. Dog's begging, I've got dinner right here, and she wants it.
Sophie.
Well, is there anything else that I can interest you in? Or have I separated you from enough of your gold for today?
More just things to be aware of. Laxatives for people that quick make them go. Willing to buy and at a future date, so if you do have that on. Also, things that make me a little bit more appealing are always appreciated.
I have a spray for that.
I'm kind of poor right now, but soon. That's where I'm at with that one.
Very well. She just kind of shrugs. Well, are you going to cramp up my tent for longer?
Nope.
It is still pie time for Crovey.
All right. Well, the best we be off then. We will talk to you another time, certainly.
Certainly.
Before I
Sorry,
walk
I
out,
was-
I straight up look at him and say, I'll be back.
I think I was having mic problems. I was just asking, how much was it for these 3 books?
Oh, for the book.
Oh. I'll stay here and wait for
You're
Selton.
looking at 25 gold total. Or no, for the common books, I mean. Sorry,
Yeah.
not 25 gold, that's 25 silver.
Perfect. I will do that.
She doesn't care as much for those books.
I do. So,
Alright, so I gotta remember, I think the name
Cool.
was Lithium,
I actually wrote it
that?
down. It's,
You did.
You said, was it Lethorum lithial?
Yeah. I'll check the VOD again. These names and how I pronounce them are typically 2 separate things. You guys are familiar with my awful name and pronunciation dissidence already.
Every name is terrible. I just make them terrible on purpose.
Yeah.
And
So
I
go
just
ahead
make
and mark 2
Alex's-
books from him. One can be subtitled as Lineages of Elven Kings, and then Poems of Avalair of Many Faces.
Sorry, Poems of Many Faces?
Avalair of Many Faces.
And then there was one more, but that was just like a field guide for the Scar.
Yeah. It's just a Scar Bestiary.
Cool. And then I will leave very quickly.
Alright, so you leave Yurga's hut. The air is fresher outside of the hut than it is inside.
Well, that was eventful. Suppose we best be off.
Yeah, let's roll.
Yeah.
Don't we need to go collect some dude you guys made an indentured servant or something?
Yeah, I guess we
He's
should.
outside the city. I would like to pick up a little bit of supplies, though.
Okay.
I am getting a little bit low on ammunition.
Ah.
Then
Oh yeah.
time.
We weren't gonna be able to get a cart. I remember now.
Alright. So you leave her hut. And you're gonna go try and buy something.
Yeah, I just want some more crossbow bolts.
All right, that's simple enough of a price. It's a gold for 20 bolts.
Okay, I will buy 40 bolts because I go through a lot with
So
my
2
misses.
gold.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Let's go collect our dude and get out of here if we're ready.
Yep.
Shouldn't we buy like rations or?
Oh, yeah.
Can do with a few.
Sigh. Josh, how much is it for a ration?
For a collection of dried meats and wrapped up breads, you'd be looking at somewhere around 5 silver for a day's worth of food each. This is, of course, to eat comfortably.
All right.
All right. You said 5 silver a pop. I'll just buy 2 golds worth, so 4. Or how far is it to where we're walking?
Betterbar Brook?
Yeah.
You do not have a map.
Shoot. How are we
So
getting
you
there,
can
guys?
make
We don't know where the heck
survival
we're
check.
going.
All right. Well, let's see if we
Probably
can
should get a
plan
map too.
out the surrounding area, I guess.
Yeah, probably should get a map too.
It's a good idea.
Okay.
Also, the awkward
Very
moment
well.
of we don't have a ranger to feed us.
Yeah.
We also don't have a cleric to make food. Whenever.
Yes, I cannot make food.
Yeah.
My background
gotta
says I can find find food and fresh water for myself and up to 5 other people each day, provided
That's
that the
all of
land
us.
offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
So we don't worry. We need food for one of us because we have our munchkin dude with us.
That's 5. Yeah, okay.
Myself plus 5 others. That's the party.
Okay.
If
But
we're going to
our
bring
indentured
minions,
servant-
we have to feed them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then I remember, I think,
Dude, let's just go buy
No.
30 rations and make him carry them.
no, I need,
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna,
I have
I'm gonna
10
go
maps.
buy a
Definitely
map.
away. Gonna buy a
Yeah.
map.
If they
Alright.
even sell them here. I don't,
Give me
Yeah.
just a d20 roll.
$12.
12. Alright. You eventually find, sitting off in the corner of the market, a fellow with a bunch of scrolls and various tapestries and simple pen-worked maps. Just kind of sitting. He has a piece of bread with a bit of meat on it. Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom.
Excuse me, sir, you wouldn't happen to be selling any maps, would you? With all those, you wouldn't happen to be selling any
No, I do not do portrait draw. Wait, what?
maps.
Oh, you-
I'm looking for maps.
Yeah, I got maps. Yeah.
I get the
Sorry.
sense he hasn't had work in a while or something.
Yeah. What do you want a map of? My master's been to many places. And
Oh,
he's
Lovely. I would love. Do you have a map of the local area? Just I'm not looking quite for
local-
a the entire kingdom just for this area. The entire kingdom map would be fine, I suppose. Just not quite what I'm looking for.
Well, I've got a map of the Empire and some of the surrounding lands. But we've also got a map of the continent as a whole.
You know what? I'm a fan of maps, and I have a case. Let's go ahead and just buy a bunch of maps.
Okay.
So an empire map, nation map.
All right.
Yeah.
So each rolled and penned map is about 5 gold a pop. This is effectively a luxury parchment item.
Yep.
Okay.
But I did start out with a map case as part of my background stuff, or
So
part
you've
of
got a
being.
case.
So it's fine.
All right.
I have somewhere to put them. They won't get damaged, hopefully.
Alrighty.
Does he?
Go ahead,
Does he have any other weird maps? I'm just looking for weird stuff.
He's got a map of one of the local continents, called Westgar.
That one sounds
It's,
incredibly boring. Like it won't be
it's
interesting
across the
for
narrow
another
sea.
500 years or something. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's a strange and foreign place.
I don't know about other continents. That's a bit grandish for me. I am just curious if you have any weird ones. You know, a
We've
map
got
that
this one, it kind of produces a one tied off with a red ribbon and sealed with a gold mark. The symbol on the mark is that of a Z.
You know what? I don't even need to see the map. I'm just gonna buy it.
Alright, that one's a double.
Cool.
It's
So that's 20 gold in
special
total for
piece.
these maps.
Yeah.
All right, I will definitely do that.
I'll pitch it. I'll pay half.
All right.
Alrighty. So let me go ahead and add these maps to the game. So you've gotten a map of the continent, a map of the Empire, which still encompasses most of the continent because of dimensions. And you've gotten a strange map that seems to lead to something. But you have to open it first to be able to do that, and it is very nicely encased.
Yeah, I'll figure out some way to carefully open it later. For now, I'm just have a map. Have some map.
There we go. Yeah. Yes. Alright. These maps are still somewhat in a early draft state, so not everything that should be there is there, but they are functional right now. Alright, let me just go ahead and grab that PNG. Alright. So got a map of the continent. Like I said, it's not edited completely properly, so still some things missing. And the map of the Empire, which is just a shrunk down version of it because the Empire one isn't ready yet, in any regard.
Cool.
So you can see that Badarvar Bruck looks to be about somewhere close to a 3 days journey northward. along the road. So, on stream, for the stream's sake, you guys are here. This is Kaizo's Watch. This is Badabar Bruck, the village.
Neato.
Needle, let's get a Yeeto.
Alright, well, now I've got a map to follow.
Yeah, let's yeet on over there. It's right in front of the forest we're not supposed to go into, too. So if I disappear in the middle of the night, I promise I'm in the forest. Come get me.
Alrighty. So, you set out of the gates. The road stretches before you. And you set forth.
And thus starts the Phineas and Ferb. And we're walking. And we'll wait. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the reference.
Yes.
I always have such crappy references. I'm sorry.
I disagree.
It's alright.
Call Phineas and Ferb crappy
Alrighty.
one more time. See what happens.
Well, okay. It's not crappy, but I mean my timing.
What the heck? Alright,
What?
my L's keep being deleted when I'm trying to type in something. It's very frustrating. Okay, there should be something I can use for this. Okay. That. Wow. Screw it. Just delete that. Let's get a D12 roll then. See how your journey goes. That's fine. I'm just gonna go bump, bump, bump. It's a 3-day journey. Okay. So as you set out across the road and you collect the fellow, I assume.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a friend.
All right. Off I go.
Wait, you don't have a cart or anything, right? We're walking?
Nah.
Alright, we're walking it is.
We'll give him later. Now you'll just have to haul it in a normal pack. Hope that's
Yeah.
like
Amen to that.
All right. After about a day's journey, you get to settle down for a nice lunch. Setting off again, there's night. The cliff follows you. Go ahead and everybody give me, give me a perception check.
Oh, yeah.
0, go!
Kapow!
if this is happening at night, I would have cast alarm.
Alright.
I said kapow.
Is this sight or not based?
Sight-based.
Dang.
Ah!
Dang.
Alright. Selton, you see it first. The light of a little campfire along the way. As you approach closer, you can hear a handful of voices speaking with each other in a boisterous manner. Boisterous. Ha ha ha! There seems to be a small collection of hobgoblins settled down for a meal.
Kozak,
Yeah, what's up?
there's a bunch of hobgoblins up ahead.
So there are.
Okay.
Suppose we just talk to them, ask them how it's going, and move on.
Aren't there slavers in this? Aren't there slavers out and about in these parts?
So there might be. Maybe we should take a look and see if they have anything that looks like somebody that doesn't want to be there around. And
Yeah.
Wait, hobgoblins. Have you guys let everybody know, or is it just you two talking?
Oh,
Uh,
I mean,
Rye, you can see a fire.
yeah,
But
we
they seem to be.
like, pointed out to everyone.
everybody. There's some hobgoblins up ahead, and I don't think they're terribly. I don't know. I don't know if they're friendly or not.
Well, I mean, I worked with a lot of hobgoblins. They could be military for all we know.
Or they could not be.
I mean, is there any? Can you see any like banners or markings or anything like that?
I don't think I can see them at this distance very well. Can I?
For banners? Yeah, there's a single rising banner with what seems to be the design of 3 crowns.
Oh, I think that might mean they're military.
Wait, what do you see?
It's just
I
a
pull out
banner
my
with.
sword. Does it look like this? I show him the symbol on my sword.
Isn't that just
It's a matching mark. Yeah.
Yeah, the Empire symbol.
Or, well, not entirely. Rise is just the thorned crown, but the 3 crowns is a common regalia of the Empire.
So-
Yeah, it's just an Empire flag, but
Okay, so they're probably cool as long as we are. I mean, this'll at least make it so they don't attack us on sight. And I sheath my sword.
maybe.
Well, assuming it's actually them and not somebody parading. That's
I-
fun.
So, do we just want to?
We can skirt around, or we can just walk by and smile and wave as we go.
probably need to camp down for the night. And if they're soldiers, who better to you know, who better to camp down with?
Sure you can handle it, Selton?
Yeah. If they're soldiers.
Alright. Well, let me lay down some ground rules. Wolfchild, no fighting.
Hi. Aw.
Okay. Limited fighting. Arm wrestling's okay.
He nods.
Jason, you're not gonna be an issue. Kozak, you're fine.
Nice.
Selton, don't be a pansy. Identh, it's gonna be interesting how they look at you. Alright.
Alright.
Well, let's head on up.
We start walking up, and I'll be leading. Just kind of hanging out.
Yeah, I assume we kind of try our best to make ourselves known without like yelling at them.
Who goes there?
Friend, show the part of my sword with the symbol and fire beneath it to show what it is.
Ah, alright.
I mean, a retired friend, but a friend nonetheless. Sheaths sword and continues walking
One
up.
who served on the wall is served on the wall.
Yep, exactly.
Alright. Come! Seem to be wandering the dark.
Yeah, pretty
Need
much.
a drink?
I'm good. If anybody else, I mean, these are my companions. We're just on our way north to. I can never. I can't read that one.
As you
Approach, there's the fire is set in between a small divot on some of the roadside hills. they have what looks to be 2 hobgoblins up at the top of either hill on the sides. So it's kind of like a mini valley between these small hills. They have 2 guards on either side keeping a watch out. And then at the center, there's somewhere around 16, it seems, hobgoblins in total, sleeping, 4 awake in the middle around the fire.
This seemed pretty standard procedure.
Yeah. There seems to be a collection of about 6 non-hobgoblin figures. Each of them have chains on their wrists.
I look at him, whisper to or talk to the hobgoblin next to me. What'd they do?
They're captures from skirmishes on the border.
Gotcha. Kind of the rough and tumble
Regular
type, kind of like this. One of my companions, and I point at Wolfchild.
Orcs indeed.
Cool. Well, he's cool. Don't get him confused. You can tell because he's missing his eye, so just know that.
Alright.
And the good way to tell, he doesn't have a name necessarily. We just call him Wolfchild, so, you know.
At least he's honest about savagery.
I don't really know his thing, honestly. I recently joined up with these guys. They're just we're just hanging out for a while and just seeing what goes on. So, yeah, you know.
Drink, and he offers you this.
Large wooden mug with some blackish liquid inside. Due to the lighting, you can't really tell.
I'll take a hit.
Alright. It's a kind of light mead.
Cool.
So a honeyed mead, basically. Sweet.
It's fine by me. You okay if we just bunk down with you guys tonight?
No problems here. You'll find better
what I
safety
figured.
among us.
Yep. Well, and if something happens, you got 6 more arms, so never a bad thing to have.
No, I guess not. Are you heading toward the capital?
Not quite. We're heading to Betterbur Brook.
So we'll be splitting paths tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much. We're just heading there. We heard there's tail of a monster or something, so we're just gonna go see what the village needs and see if we can help clean it up. Get some coin. You know. The usual.
Yeah. Problems out here that we can't deal with. Thanks for that.
For sure. For sure.
Well, we'll make sure you're safe.
Sweet. Thanks. And I just kind of chat up with the soldiers for the rest of the night and just kind of talk to those on guard, sleep as I need to.
Alright. So you're provided safety and warmth by the fireside for the evening's rest.
Very well.
Nice.
Yeah, score 1 for the ex-soldier.
It's my turn.
I know, straight up. I was like, military, yes! Yeah, you said hobgoblins, and I got a little giddy. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Come morning, you can see you're kind of all rudely awakened because the soldiers wake up quite early in the morning and start packing up their stuff. The most jarring sound that wakes most of you is the crack of the whip that's used to wake up the captured. As they begin to get them rallied up and ushered, they don't really bother with trying to do anything to help you wake up or anything. They just kind of do their thing around you.
Probably wake up at about the same time, and I'm like meditating over in the corner.
Yeah.
Kind of
We
underneath a
gotta
tree or
regain that
something.
key.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just soldier's lifestyle. Once a soldier, always a soldier type thing.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. The rest of the evening or the rest of the morning for a journey passes for a while as you cross over hills and under trees occasionally, taking an opportunity to take advantage of the shade. After all, it is midsummer. Before you eventually come to a three-way cross in the road. There is a wooden signpost. However, all of the signs seem to have been torn and ripped apart by some creature, because none of them seem to point in any intelligible direction.
Huh.
We want to the map. I think we want to take the path that's heading the north.
Yeah.
Or is this?
Yeah, we want to head to the north.
Yeah, but I'm just checking if this is the where I'm thinking it is.
On the map,
Yeah.
yeah.
On the map. Yeah. I think we want to just head up north.
Right.
Yes.
Is that normal for soldiers to take captors like that?
Generally, specifically if they're causing issues. I mean, especially since it's a hobgoblin faction of the military, they probably A, did something wrong, B, got captured because in the act of doing something wrong, and C, are going to be taken to the capital to be punished according to the law.
I mean, that makes sense.
To
Yeah.
help clarify for you as a player, come the morning, you would notice that all 6 of the people in chains were orcs. And it is a long-held tradition amongst hobgoblins to take the survivors as slaves. And there are regular skirmishes at the southern wall of the border.
Yeah.
I was mistaken. I thought they were humans or something like that.
No, they were straight up orcs. And it's not humane. Like, I personally doesn't necessarily agree with it, but I know there's nothing I can do to stop it, and it's not worth getting in a fight with people that we're on good terms with.
It does have me curious. How do you feel about the whole situation, Wolfchild?
Don't really get it.
In what regard? Just you don't understand why they would do it, or?
I don't really know what we're talking about.
The slavery of other orcs.
Yeah.
You live out in the Scar, do you not? Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you understand the concept of slavery?
No.
Maybe this isn't the time to explain that.
Basically, Wolfchild, those orcs are no longer free to do what they want. They can't go anywhere they want to. And what's going to happen is they're going to live doing what other people want them to do for the rest of their lives. Unless they get a really kind master, which is rare, but that somehow calms them and releases them.
For a fun little insert, or if they earn their freedom as battle slaves, but that's a rare result.
Yeah, normally they're dead before anything like that could happen, though.
Yeah.
To
It's
make it clear, those orcs are somewhat treated like the chickens you might find.
Yeah. Or like the things you would hunt in the wild, that's pretty much how they're treated here. So they're technically your kin, I guess, but you seem a little bit more half-orcish than orcish.
Seems a bit more wolfish, if you ask me.
Well, yeah, his tusks are like sharpened and shiz, aren't they?
He does also wear a wolf pelt.
Yeah, you also previously said to us that you don't feel kinship with orcs, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just... Yes. Which reminds me, I also wanted to ask you, Wolfchild, how is it... You haven't been on this side of the Scar before. How is this place to you?
I've been on this side before. Lived out here for a little while. Prefer the other side.
You do?
Yeah.
isn't it a lot easier to live on this side?
Less game.
Yeah. Less interesting.
Oh, okay. So you prefer the more exciting sides of life.
Yeah. Lived with the orcs for a while. They were too angry for me. At everyone, at everything.
Sounds about right. Well, let's just put it this way. Those orcs were a little too angry to the wrong people, and now they're in trouble for it. Is what the Empire puts them through barbaric? Yeah, probably. But
To
do
be
they act
fair,
like
hobgoblins
barbarians?
have a blood feud with orcs.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I'm not condoning what they're doing, but I'm also saying there ain't
Yeah.
many other alternatives for it, so I really have little to no opinion on it. Like, personally, I don't like slavery, but I'm not gonna go stopping it because orcs 3/4 of the time might as well be animals.
The game you're okay, sorry.
My wife says hi.
Hello.
Stop it.
Your wife just hears you condoning slavery.
All right.
Welcome to D&D, man.
Hey, at least it's not Stellaris.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you and your hive minds. Freaking
What?
cool.
I just purged everything because it was in the way.
Because you have the
and
map.
if it's not purged, it gets eaten.
You can find your way on the proper path. The broken sign was more of an obstacle in case you didn't bring a map. You'd have to make the decision yourselves.
Okay.
Before we separate with the soldiers, can I tell them if they meet Commander Lutan, tell them Rai says hi?
Yeah, you can send that message.
Cool.
So,
I guess.
for the sake of brevity, you travel for another rest of the day northward, before you eventually find what looks to be signs of civilization. Growing fields of corn and wheat. And at the very center, a few miles in, on a raised hill is a ruined stone structure and a series of thatched roofed houses that surround it in a split across the sides of this elevated hill. And then just behind it is the banks of the forest, thin at this point, but you can see how thick and broad the forest gets, not too far beyond that. As you enter the town, or the village, more accurately, of Betterbrar Brook.
So the job paper we have, does it have a contact that we need to speak to here?
Let me recheck it, but I think it actually.
If I remember right, it
does
was.
not have a specific
It seemed like.
contact.
Yeah, if I remember right, it was like the entire town was in on it. Like they'd taken a pool and said, "Hey, whoever comes, deal with this."
All right. Well, let's just ask the first person we see about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much how we do.
All right. As you kind of enter into the small town, there's a few people, about 5 or 6 people, wandering about doing their daily chores. You can pull one aside, a kind of younger man, ragged cloth and such, and he has what seems to be a wrapping of bandages across his side, yet he's still trying to work by pulling pails of water from the well.
Did a nasty beastie get you and you're still needing to meet some quota?
Well, crops don't grow themselves without water. Work must be done or we starve. You don't look like you're from around here. You hear about the request?
Yeah, we are. Looking to deal with beastie and get some of our all there.
Yeah, Rye's just kind of hanging
Well.
in the back, spinning a fireball on his finger like he would a basketball.
Love that image.
Alright. I'll see if I can find whoever is left in charge.
How
the
many
old
leaders have
mayor.
you gone through in the last little while?
Well, the mayor got torn to shreds just the other day, so we're still trying to figure that out.
Gotcha.
I think Mitra Vera is taking over at the current time. I'll go get her. And he kind of hobbles his way down the left side of the road.
What was he doing, chore-wise?
He was carrying pails of water.
Okay. As he's yelling down, or as he's walking down the road, I yell, "Hey, where were these going? I'll get them there for you."
Back at the home. I've got a
Well, how far? I mean, that's what I mean. I'll take them.
There's a wooden trough just behind my home, and he points to one of the closer houses. That's my home.
And I just pick it up, and while we're waiting, I'll dump the water for him.
Thank you. Alright. And he's gone for about a minute or two before he comes back with a older looking woman. Still standing tall and strong, but she definitely has the features of age about her. Not quite grayed, but not young, let's say. Middle age.
Cool.
She's got a straw hat and similar to most everybody else, kind of just ragged worker's attire. Nothing that would distinguish her as somebody of any kind of political or social importance. She kind of approaches, hands on her hip. So, I have been told that you're here for our problem.
Yeah, we're at your service.
Most likely. Depends how dangerous we think it
Good.
is.
We could do with some assistance. Soldiers bailed. Nobody came. So,
They've been rather busy as of late. Just put it this way, the Scar has not been a fun place.
Well, regardless, I
I'm
would
not
call
very
it
interested in their
aggressive.
excuses. So, I'm
I
not
kind of
much of
tuck my
a
sword behind my back a little bit.
monster hunter myself, so I guess how may I be of assistance? Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, we need to know everything you know about whatever we're dealing with. Where you've seen it, how it attacks, what sort of danger it poses to us before we go and try and face it ourselves.
Alright.
Tracks, common sighting areas.
I can
Yeah,
lead you to
anything
where
it
we
leaves
last
behind.
saw it.
Okay, but what is it?
Some monstrosity.
Well, okay,
As
so that
she
doesn't
starts to
help us.
lead you along the way. It's like,
Yeah,
it usually hits during the evening, just as the sun is set. Horrible creature, 3 heads and some kind of massive cat. She brings you to one of the last houses along the way. Barely a house. It's more like a burned down rubble. And there is just viscera. A body has been split. Some older man's body is just torn into pieces, scattered about. A few people are still trying to grab some of the pieces. It's like, just the other night, our mayor got hit by it. So this was where we last got struck just the other evening.
I'm gonna start looking around the area, see if I can find tracks of the thing, maybe a piece of it that got left behind, like a scale or something, anything that might be useful or informative.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check for tracks.
Selden, why don't you check that book you got, see if there's anything matching the description?
Yeah, and while they're
Good
doing that,
idea.
I'm gonna start asking people like better descriptions. What kinds of heads it had? Giant cat. Did it have wings, tail, claws? How many feet?
All right.
Let's kind of get
Okay.
a better description.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check for collecting information. Wolfchild, you kind of check out the area. There are scattered tracks, never just a consistent running, more sparse series of heavy prints as though the creature was jumping exceptionally large distances. There seems to be an odd pairing of feline paw prints and goat hoof prints.
Hmm.
So it's a chimera of some kind.
Oh, what now?
An amalgamation
there's
of other
a-
creatures.
Fun.
Smattering of what seems to be sporade scales of such. They are bright red.
Do I find anything that matches any sort of description like that in my book? That book I just got?
Go ahead and make a nature or arcana check, your choice.
Can I help?
You can. Yeah, the book doesn't seem to have anything on this, so it's not providing you with advantage on this one.
Okay. Do I have... If he's helping me, do I have advantage?
But you have
or-
advantage because the two of you are going over your theory.
Okay.
Rye, while they're rolling dice,
The-
you're going around and asking.
Oh, right.
They got an ally.
Ooh, nice.
I would say just skip
So-
to them. I'm gonna come back with less.
Oh,
info
wow.
Okay.
than you.
That's actually 2 nat 20s in a row for me. Because I
You
last
kind of
roll I
compare
rolled-
some details.
Jeez.
This seems to be matching a lot of details that matches a commonly described monstrosity known as a chimera. Dragon head, goat's head, lion in the center. Broad wings, which might explain why it doesn't seem to just run from place to place.
Cool.
You're familiar that they vary in their extent of danger. Some are a bit more destructive than others. They're typically pretty territorial, to your knowledge, especially during certain seasons of their life cycle.
Okay. So then I guess I would have asked the villagers, has this happened before at a different period or different in history and whatnot?
One of them points you to the crumbled stone structure on the top of the hill. It's like, well, about 20 so years ago, some creature was living nearby. We knew of some creatures around the area, and the local guard protected us, slew the creature. But before the creature died, a massive beast slammed itself into that tower and caused it to crumble.
Gotcha.
Ever since, we
Okay.
haven't had a military presence. We've kind of
That
figured
sounds
that
about
maybe
right.
the creature's rage was a result of the military's presence, sent by the Woodwalker.
The what now?
The Woodwalker, the guardian of the forest.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that thing they told us about in the previous town. Got it. What do you know about him, like myth, legend-wise, or anything you have about the Woodwalker?
They say the Woodwalker gets his name because many myths claim of a large being walking the forest, protecting it. We respect its boundaries, so not much, only that it's a guardian and protector of this ancient and sacred forest.
So now
I don't know. Some of our stories say that the elves used to know how to communicate with the creature, but those days are long gone.
Yeah, the elves tend to know a lot of things that they never shared and then lost.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Beyond that, we don't know much about him.
What direction does the creature normally come from?
Usually eastward, along the tree line.
Along the tree line, so not from the tree line. That's good. Well, I'm satisfied. Anybody else have any other questions?
Well, you've got me curious now. Has there been, has anything been done recently that might have upset the, whatever spirit might be guarding those woods?
Well, around 60 years ago, the military came here with the Hobgoblin forces came in, built that tower, started chopping down some of the forest. We've always taken our wood only from the outer stretches, but they were a little bit more insistent. Then the mighty beast came, tore their garrison apart, and then smashed into the tower with its death blow.
Right, I'm just a little bit curious. Anything been done recently, as in before or during these creature attacks that you think might have upset those spirits in any way, shape, or form, or do you think this is unrelated to them?
I don't know. I mean, people oftentimes come here thinking they can unlock the mysteries of the forest only to disappear. I mean, there was a few fellows, some guys in cloaks traveling. They made their way into the forest. They were a bit strange. They were carrying odd swords, but beyond that, we never saw them again.
How long ago?
Oh, that was, well, actually, that would be about as of the... I gotta remember my calendar. That would have been since White Dusk last year. So, the end of last year.
What did the swords look like?
The swords. They were curved in an odd manner. Oh no, I'm thinking of the wrong one. No, they would have been straight. Curved is normal here.
Ah.
They were broad and very straight, more like the northern parts of the empire, so I hear.
Interesting.
You didn't happen to see any symbols or anything on these figures, did you?
No. They passed through, just bought some food and then went by.
They went into the woods?
Yeah. I don't know why anybody would travel around with travel gun there, but I guess fame and glory.
Well, to me it sounds like odds are if we want to figure this out, we need to follow their tracks. That's my vote. I know Kozak is adamantly against that.
Maybe we ask around a bit more before we decide to go in and get ourselves killed by some wood god.
Yeah,
we
know that it comes out
ago.
here too.
Sorry?
Huh? Sorry, you were asking something or saying something's good.
I was saying that we know that it comes out here to attack, so we could set something up here or see about fighting it outside of the forest. We don't necessarily have to go in.
Does the Chimera seem to target everyone or just the leaders?
Mostly just anybody who gets too close.
Well, sounds like one of us needs to get too close.
More or less, the mayor was just he's always insisted on being as close to the forest as he could, so he had his home built that close. Every previous time it had attacked, he was on the other side of town or in the tavern. He just was returning home this time when it hit.
Does it attack every
It
night?
seems to be every few nights. I mean, it was a week between the first go, and it was a few weeks after that, but this time it's hit about 3 times the past week.
Does it ever attack during the day?
No, always in the evenings.
Huh. Doesn't that sound an awful lot like spell casting to you guys? Summoning? Once a day
No.
at most?
Or just feeding
Around
time.
the same time of day?
Does it go off in the same direction?
Yeah, tends to return in the same direction it came from.
That's into
Which
the
direction?
wood, right?
Nope, skirts along the outside.
Eastward, it seems. It always comes from that direction.
So eastward towards
East.
where we came from almost.
We
That
sent a few
is-
boys to go and look for it, but that was a poor life choice. It was volunteer, but still.
Yeah. Good job. Well, I do have to ask, what would be the pay for this job, roughly?
Well, we're a small town, but we've been able to scrap together some money from our last harvest sale.
Okay, it won't leave you guys barren, right? You'll be okay for the next year also.
Well, we always keep a side supply of food for ourselves, but we've
Good.
been selling to the soldiers, so we've agreed to split off a sum of 400 gold pieces total in silver.
4,000 silver? It's not bad.
Very well. I see no reason not to continue and see what we can do.
Well, so you and Selton are against entering the woods. Me and Jason are kind of leaning more towards that.
It sounds like we don't have to because it's coming from the east.
I don't see why we need to go into the woods.
Because any time they fetch with the woods is when it shows up.
Well, you go knock down a tree.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I can burn down a tree.
I
That's
Oh,
also
good
a
idea.
terrible idea.
We should deal with what we have now. If entering the forest and messing with it causes this town grief, then surely entering it would only cause more.
Good point.
I'd say we can wait for a week. If it doesn't show up, maybe knock down like one tree. Wait another week.
That's still not a good idea. These could be two unrelated things. We could wait. We could try to set up some sort of ambush for when it does end up attacking.
Yeah,
I
that's
say
what he's
we
saying.
track
He's
it to the
saying-
east.
Track
Yeah,
it
we can do
or
that too.
set up an ambush. Either way.
Can you track a flying creature wolf child? Is there a way to do that?
I can try.
Well, it's got to land eventually, right?
Right.
Well, we do know which direction it went, and we know that some others were sent and didn't come back. So, at the very least, we might be able to find a lead if someone from this town was able to combat or come into contact with it. I'll say.
Do I know? Do chimeras normally happen in nature naturally, or are they more of something that someone creates a monstrosity?
Chimeras are definitely not natural to nature, but at this point they do reproduce naturally.
Okay.
So
They're
initially
actually
they
known for
weren't.
being very territorial when they have a clutch.
Oh, cool. So it's become super territorial probably because it's got babies. Who wants a pet chimera?
I do.
They're also known for holding grudges.
So this might be the mate of the one that they killed previously. Cool.
Could be.
That was 20 years ago, though.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It could be offspring or something like that.
That's
Could be both.
more of what I was thinking, yes. But regardless, it could be any number of things. We know at least what it is. We know it can fly.
How
did
fast
we-
do they grow? I say, looking at Selton.
I am actually not terribly familiar with that.
Dude, you rolled a nat 20. You gotta at least have something.
I have no idea.
The nature of chimeras is that they're all different amalgamations, so it's hard to discern what it would be for any one creature.
We should try to figure out what types
Plus, he's
of
already
creatures.
gotten his 3 pieces of information from a whopping success.
That's true. Well, we know that there's goat prince, we know there's lion, and there's fire. So I assume draconic of sorts.
That's not good.
I
I was gonna say I'm dumb, but I'm at least smart enough to be able to pick things up by looking at it. Come on.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but it could just be part of its bodies that are goat and lion. The heads could be entirely different things.
Yeah.
Well, we know for sure the feet are goat and lion.
And we know that it has wings, so I would say that Draconic's a high possibility, especially considering the fire.
Yeah, points at fire. Which means my range is not going to be great for this. I mean, I'll be able to do some things, but not as much as I'd like.
When
got
it does
scales.
attack, we should try our best to not group up together, to split up as much as we can.
Well, and stay away from me, because I'm going to try and draw it, because I can... If it spits fire, well, it makes another fireball and spins it on my finger. It's kind of my thing. I'm kind of okay at manipulating it, moving it around, starts juggling it, splits into 3 balls.
There's fire?
I can what?
Can you manipulate this thing if it's breathing fire at you? Can you
Kozak,
manipulate-
throw a fireball at me.
Alright, I do. I throw a firebolt.
That's to hit roll.
Alright.
Ah!
15.
I spend my reaction to just flip it to the ground right in front of him.
Alright.
I mean,
it didn't
normally I
even
would
hit you,
counter your-
but-
Well, yeah, normally I would counter the damage like a monk catching a
Deflected.
projectile. Exactly. Functions the exact same
Yeah,
way.
but it's funnier if I describe it as that you get ready for it and then the firebolt whiffs completely anyway.
Okay, so he missed. That wasn't me. But I can.
Alright, but the fire breath from a chimera is certainly going to be quite a bit more to deal with.
Fire's
But-
fire.
I will just trust you on this one, I suppose.
I mean, more fire's a little bit harder to move, but fire's still fire.
The second question is, well, it can fly away if it gets hurt.
Yes.
So we
Follow
need
it
to.
back to wherever it goes.
We need.
Yeah, at that point.
It would be helpful for us to figure out a way to stop it from flying.
Wolfchild, sever its wings.
Okay.
That
Problem
I feel-
solved.
kill it anyways. This is in case it gets away from us.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be awfully hard pressed to get away when it's used to flying away if its wings are gone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is the moment it feels like it's threatened in any way, it'll fly away, and if it doesn't, if it still has its wings by the time it's doing that, then
Well.
we should find some way to disable its flight, like tie up its wings or something.
It'd be hard
Right.
to do in the middle of combat. Or
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, surprise, Wolfchild, your first hit, make sure it doesn't have wings anymore.
I can try.
Alright, speaking mechanically wise, I don't think we can cut off its wings by just attacking it. I don't think that's a thing in 5th edition.
I know, I just wish it was. That's why I say it. I
That's
think
why
if I...
I'm bringing this up.
Brevin
it's 'cause-
thinks if
Yeah.
he... If he brings it up enough, it'll work.
You need to take called shot feats from Pathfinder to do that one.
Ugh. Icky.
Do we? I forget. Are we doing that in this game? Is that a thing?
No, I'm not converting Pathfinder feats. If we're doing Pathfinder, we're doing Pathfinder full.
Yeah.
Well, a gunslinger could do it.
That's true.
Silently misses Lodo. Because I've been waiting to use this the entire time in that other campaign. I think I've used it once where I've dropped somebody like 30 feet and I was like, oh!
I think we are at an interesting impasse where you guys will have to discuss with each other about what you're going to do. And you'll get a week to do it because it is 9:12 and the stream does need to come to its close.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. Yeah.